And welcome to another edition of Straight Bat here, again without the EO tonight, but we have got the cross-bat man himself here. How are you going this evening?
Good, Raj, yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. And we'll welcome our special guest from Flinders Uni, Robb Muirhead. How are you going tonight, Robb?
Good, thanks.
Yeah,
good.
ATCA board member, pretty much does everything down at Flinders. So we have had some strong feedback about giving the Yellows a bit more of a run. So we're going to do that tonight.
So, Rob, are you the big fooker?
I'm not. I'm a big fooker.
Yeah, not the biggest?
No, there's been some bigger ones, but that's for sure. We've got a couple of big ones this year.
That big beard must be the biggest down there, isn't it?
It helps me bowl with the wind. This big spinnaker pulls me in.
Yeah.
So we'll probably we've got a few guests on tonight. We're going to go through a recap of the first half of the season, run through a few stats, and just do an overall summary to the halfway point. But Rob, I guess for some of our listeners who aren't that familiar with the LO comp, how's the standard these days? How strong are the various comps? Particularly start with the LO ones, I guess.
Certainly, the top couple of grades through the LO grades are really strong grades.
Yep.
It's a space where particularly older cricketers that are well accomplished can come and thrive and enjoy their cricket without so much sort of stress.
Yeah.
So certainly LO1, I'd put it up there. Like I've played a fair bit of A2 and A3 through at Flinders.
Yep.
And LO1's equal to that standard at times.
Yeah. Okay.
And certainly the teams that we've had come up through LO2 over the last 4 or 5 years, they're always strong sides.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So how many years have you been playing in the one-day comp now?
Flinders ditched 2-day cricket. I think this is our 6th season of having just 1-day cricket. Yep. It got to a point where just getting enough guys really keen on 2-day cricket was just too difficult. A lot of the students weren't really into it. And then we sort of fell through A2, A3, B1, and then but I think this will be our 6th season of just LO cricket, and I think the club really enjoys it. We got 4 sides last year, 3 sides this year, so the numbers are good.
Yep.
So where do you get your numbers from? Because I guess one of the frustrations of LO sides is the number of players you have to draw on throughout the year, and how many players would you typically go through in a grade per year?
Oh, well, in terms of recruiting, that's something that is difficult for us. We've got obviously no junior set up to feed us in that regards. We rely on what comes through the uni and just word of mouth through friends, really. The uni's hit and miss. Obviously, every year you get a handful of new country kids and you hope some of them can hold a bat. And we've got a few of them. And there's always international students. They love cricket. Like we need a good sort of 15 to 20 blokes per side. The uni students, they disappear at Christmas time. So you always need them.
Is that when the old dogs come back, like with Brownie? Is Brownie still sniffing around down there or not?
No, Brownie's stuck at the Tonsley. Well, Brownie's probably still stuck at the Tonsley, even though it's boarded up at the moment. But we have to draw on some of the older guys every now and then. Simon Pockers doesn't have a back anymore, but he still tries to run around. So
so a few of those boys have been around a while there.
Yeah, like myself, Simon, and Brett Micken, we've all gone on 23, 24. This is my 24th season at Flinders. Started there when I started uni. So certainly the club's got a good sort of core of guys that have been around for a long time now. And a lot of those guys do a lot of the hard work around the club. And they try and support the new younger students coming through.
So were you playing back in the day with Phil Jeffrey when he was there?
Yeah, my first season was the year that our A side defeated only in a semi-final, grand final maybe not. I played one game.
I might not have been born back then, I don't know. I'm only a young fella, mate.
Oh, I don't know about that. I played a season or 2 with Phil. And that sort of Ralph Chowdhury in his prime, that was scary. Seeing him coming in the nets, you'd sort of make sure you didn't get in that net. That was a really strong side that, won an A2 premiership and went back up to A1 the next year.
What about some of the standout players you've played against in the Yellows over the years? There's been a few big names and a few very good cricketers floating through there.
Yes, there's always some sort of good cricketers. Rockets are always strong. Rocco's always recruiting straight out of
24/7. He's recruiting
straight out of Sacca Premier Grade. You'd think. Adelaide Uni, obviously Nathan. They've also got like Jason Turnbull, Andrew Warner. Harsh Meta
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So they're always strong. And even clubs that sort of seem to come and go, there's always 2 or 3 like standout players.
Kenzie's have had a few good ones over the years, haven't they?
Yeah, Nathan Bassett's got me out a number of times and told me all about it.
Yeah, very handy cricketer.
Yeah.
They're always hard, aren't they? Kenzie's always around. They're always struggling for numbers. Always got a few old guys, but they've been in LO ones now for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
Oh, as long as we've been there. I think. Yeah. Struggling this year, but
Yeah, okay.
hopefully they hang around.
Well, if we just have a look at, I guess, some of the LO1 performances during the year, and there's obviously been a standout for Pembroke. Munim Mehdi, 661 runs already in 9 innings, so he's averaging a mere 165. So have you come across him yet? Or
I am very pleased to say that we had them 2 weeks ago when it poured with rain.
okay,
I would have gone straight through him, I'm sure. But,
Was that David's bad decision calling the game off?
I thought it was a great decision. So
Raining all day.
And I think due to the quirk of the LO1 draw, we only had them once this year. So I'm quite pleased to say that I won't have to bowl to him. So.
yeah, okay, he's having a good year. Might smash a
Very
few
good.
records, I think. A few
Records now.
yeah.
Just off air before, we'll just have a little chat and whatever else. And I don't know, Raj brought up that he's got the record 976 for
Yeah, well,
Pembroke.
that's not.
Back in 1947.
It was a while ago, but yeah, that's not going to cut it this year. So he's going to go well past 1,000 if he plays the second half of the year all the games. We've got from Port Districts, Joban Sandhu 356, Lee Perkins 339 runs, Grant Harvey from Rocket. So you mentioned 260 runs at 86, and Gurbahaj Sandhu with 254. And then on the bowling, Daniel McDonald from Gazers, 17 wickets, a standout. From your club, Hudson Davies, what can you tell about his 16 wickets at 14? So he's had a pretty good start to the year.
His first year at Flinders, he'd only be 18, 19, first year uni student.
Yep.
So he's a real find that we've had come out through the uni this year. So
Fantastic.
unfortunately going home for a little bit over Christmas, but hopefully he'll be back soon after Christmas.
What's he bowl?
Quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
replaced me as the opening bowler. Thank God for that.
Like,
They
no more-
finally found a replacement for me.
What end does he bowl? Does he bowl at the
no.
Mad Dog end or does he
No,
bowl at the Valenti end?
He bowls from the Valenti end, the northern end of the ground, because I will not give up the southern end. I need that wind behind me.
So you're pushing him uphill into the wind, the young
And
fella?
he's still quicker than me.
Port Districts have got Irfan Raza with 15 wickets and Najib Ansari with 14. So they've had some good performances and good old reliable left arm straight breaks. Jason Turnbull, 14 wickets. So he's bowling his full quota every game, no doubt. So yeah.
And good to see a good handful of over 40s in that list as well. There, Lee Perkins, Grant Harvey, and Jason himself.
So you went away with those guys earlier in the year to Queensland. How was that?
Yeah, a month or so ago.
Yep.
It was a great tournament. It was really well organised. The cricket was good standard cricket, like really good standard of cricket. And I think the way the South Australian group particularly was organised, they really made all the newer guys feel welcome, and it was a really sort of great week away.
Did you play Sunday cricket as well?
No. I don't think there's a 40s Sunday comp organised yet. I think that starts at the 50s.
Yeah.
So I've still got 9 years on that one.
I might roll out to that then. I've qualified a little while ago. But
Well, one of the biggest challenges I spoke to some of the guys that came back last week was backing up day after day with the body. But you got your team didn't have too many problems with that.
We did all right. I must have, as an opening bowler, I was glad that we were able to play 12 because I was able to bowl my first spell and then immediately go off and sit down and have a drink and get some ice on.
So back up. Sorry, what's that from the night before? Drinking hangovers or from cricket?
There was a combination of both, I would say.
There was a bit of that too, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about my mate Jeremy Snow? Used to work with Jeremy. I saw his name there. How did he go?
He did very well. Yeah, played with him. Unfortunately, injured himself in the last game, so came home injured. But hopefully, he's recovered from that and he's having a good hit up in the hills at the moment.
I didn't see him play on Saturday, so maybe he's resting there, marking a few lines.
Maybe, Yep. And should we have a look at just a few LO2 stats as well? So Patrick Taylor from Rocks, 306 runs. Thomas Fuss with 282. Singh from Adelaide Warriors, 239. In the bowling, Jesse Hoffman from Rocks with 18 wickets. Lovepreet Singh from Pembroke with 15 wickets, and Gurmukh Chawla from Pulteney with 15 wickets. So, yeah, there's some strong performers in LO2, so that's a pretty strong competition as well, Rob.
Absolutely, yeah. And 18 wickets at this time of year. If you have a good second half of the season, you're pushing 40 wickets for a year, which in the LOs with a few games washed out here and there, that's a really good year.
Yeah, for sure.
What other grades do Flinders Uni have?
So we've got 3 teams this year. We've got the LO1s, LO3s, and LO6s. LO6s is more of the sort of the senior, the LO Dinos. They've nicknamed themselves.
Oh, nice.
Captained by Adrian Paley and Alan Little, who've been around the club for a long time now.
Yeah.
And so that's a sort of a core group of older guys, and they try and get a few of the younger guys in every week. And our LO3s is sort of really the younger good cricketers that we're trying to sort of develop and get ready to move up and play LO1s.
Well, let's have a look at the LO3 stats.
Yeah, I can't see any Flinders names there, but quite a few from Shock. Gavin Regan, 386 runs, and Jonah Whitelam, 343. So they're the top 2 run scorers. And Bhushan Sav from Blue Brigade, 339. Pawan Singh Athelston, 289. And Bjorn Pedersen from Concordians with 263. With the bowling, Athelston, Jagot Singh, 17 wickets. Cole Scott from Shock with 16. Sacred Heart. Suresh Wadala, Adelaide Warriors, 16 wickets. Cooper Henwood, 16 from Mawson Lakes. Shalpreet Singh from Pulteney with 15. Sean McGregor, still going around for Old Scotch. He's been playing forever.
That's an old name, Sean.
Mate, he whacked him hard, didn't he? When he batted,
yes.
He didn't hold back.
Yeah,
Actually, saw him last night. Scotch is at T20 there at Kingswood Oval.
Okay.
Yep, Scotch played only
He wasn't playing, was he?
Well, I think he wanted to, but we rolled him for 104, and I think a few of the boys were happy, and only all out 46.
Oh, no.
He's going all right with the ball, 15 wickets at 13. I think he's still the
Mate.
secretary out there as well, isn't he? Or he's doing something out there.
He's bluffing him. If he's taking wickets, he's bluffing him.
And Prashant Vagala from Blue Brigade with 15 wickets there. So just looking at the LO4s, Brad Portlock from Pembroke. You probably played against him back in the day once. 280 runs.
Adelaide High. Boy.
Adelaide High, yep.
Yeah,
So he's
left-handed opening batsman.
no, right. But
This
no,
again. That's the third one I've called a lefty, and they've been right.
Apologies to Brad, but he's a very solid opening batsman, 280 there. Manraj Singh from Hope Valley, 243. Matt Pry Ignatians, 208 runs at 26. And Deshka Kandawat from Walkerville, 198 runs at 39. And the bowling, Shivath Sivaraman, 17 wickets at 10. So that's pretty handy. Manraj Singh from Hope Valley, 16 wickets at 11. Karim Gold from Old Ignatians, 15 wickets at 7. James Brakamas from Flinders, 14 wickets at 20. And Jashandeep Singh from Hope Valley, 14 wickets at 12. So, yeah, some pretty strong performances early in the year.
Matt Pryor, Old Iggy's, was a Matt Pryor at Glenunga, ran that club for years.
Okay.
It can be the same one.
Could be. Not sure. But, yeah, it could be.
Certainly not the one from England.
Hopefully not.
No.
Just going on, I see you top there, mate. I thought you would have come in your state gear, prancing in, but you've...
No, I don't want to big note myself.
Flinders
no, I
Uni?
got to represent the club first. Flinders Uni.
Tonsley
Like I said,
Hotel.
Tonsley Hotel. Well, yes.
Great Hurley pub, that one.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Hurleys have looked after Flinders for many a year now. We were at the Marion for a while, then Tonsley, and who knows, moving forward, now that the Tonsley's been knocked down, we might move up to the new one, the Panorama Hotel, I believe it's going to be called.
I saw Raw Park Salvage around there at the Tonsley Hotel, boarding up, getting ready to
we
to
were
take
there
that
a couple
one
of
down.
Saturdays ago, looking around, thinking what can we tear down, but no,
I'll see the
they had
boss can
everything
get you
bolted down
the,
very
see the
well.
boss can get you the sign.
Yeah.
But Hurley's there. Obviously, Hurley's back the show here as well
They do.
for the Arca Bar there, which is our major sponsor that
Yep.
lets us bring the show on air. And I mean, they do a lot for community cricket. I mean,
Had a
only
few good drinks
Torrens
there on
Arms.
Monday night.
We did. We had some drinks on Monday.
Yeah.
You didn't turn up.
Where
Oh,
you
that was
invited, was it?
disappointing.
Where was the invite?
David must have missed that one.
I think he forgot again.
No, but they're doing a good job there. And big renovation in the front bar there. So it's going to be fantastic when that's finished. So we'll have to sneak down there after the show sometime.
So what time did you kick on?
No, very, very quiet.
I had a 2.5-year-old with me, so I couldn't be
that's
there
right.
too long.
He was exploring the top of the arc. So
Yes,
you introduced
exactly.
him
Yeah,
early.
starting early, very early.
Yeah. And you've been on the committee at Flinders. So, how's the club travelling? Who's running the show down there now and keeping it afloat?
Our president at the moment is a bloke by the name of Matt Pereira, who played a few years, sort of 10, 15 years or so ago, and then left the club for a while, and 4 or 5 years ago has come back to the club to play.
Yep.
And has stepped up in that role.
Yep.
Brett Micken has been on the board, on the committee as a treasurer, secretary, everything for most of the last 12, 13 years. I've been secretary, treasurer, not treasurer. No, that's the one thing I don't touch. Don't touch the money. Safe way. President. And got a good group of younger guys on the committee as well who are doing a fair bit.
That's good.
We're a small operation.
Yep.
And we sort of operate with what we can, really. So
what's the training like down there? Do you guys twice a week,
I'm
once
too
a
old
week?
to train. You know that. You
Oh,
don't train. I don't train.
I do. I roll up there every Thursday night, bring the barbecue, cook it there with the boys.
Yeah, well, like I said, you don't train. You attend. There's a difference. Look, this year apparently numbers have been really good, and it's pleasing. Like I've got a few kids now and work and stuff, and I'm struggle to get down there as much as I'd like.
They're 2 nights a week? Or is it more?
There's a select few that make it down there on a Tuesday and sort of run themselves, really. It's the Thursday night, basically. It's the one main night that we get going.
And then what is that would have been back to the Tonsley?
Yeah, there was a few guys that always make it back to the Tonsley after training and on a Saturday as well. So.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Yeah. We'll run down to LO6s then, because you guys got how are they going this year, the LO6s?
Oh, look, I think they're pretty they're about mid-table at the moment. They've dropped a few that they probably should have won. They've had a few, Simon Potker was going to be their gun recruit for the year and his back's gone on him and he's got 3 children as well. So if he can get himself fit for the second half of the year, then they could, sort of trouble some of the top sides.
One of you guys does make it into the stat sheet here, so we'll just have a look. Runs-wise, Deep Chan Carter from Blue Brigade, 321 runs at 35. Lashitha Premaratna from Hectorville, 295 runs. Pat Cronin from Pembroke, a stalwart out there, 270 runs at 39. Benji Paolo from Pembroke, 264 at 29. And Darren Hatima, 216 at 108. Only played 5 games for Modbury, so they might want to get him qualified for final. He's probably already qualified. So in the bowling department, Jackson Gaylard from Woodville, 21 wickets. Benji Paolo, so he's having a good year with bat and ball, 20 wickets as well. Tony Fiore from Unley was 18 wickets at 11. I'm sure you got something to say about him.
No, he told me off last night. So
keep it quiet.
I didn't put the pegs up around the ground after Saturday's game at Unley High. Apparently it was my job. So.
What does he bowl? 18 wickets at 11. Not too shabby.
Right arm nude.
Okay.
Well, LO6 nudes. That's all you got to do.
They get stump to stump. Hectorville, Chamara De Silva, 16 wickets at 12. And Matt Langdon, one of your boys from Flinders, 15 at 13. 15 wickets at 13. What can you tell us about him?
Matt, I can tell you he's retired about 4 or 5 times now. Every time he has a child, he retires.
Keeps getting drawn back.
Does he get chaired off?
He's a tall bloke. It wouldn't quite chair him off. But first round next season, he's always back. He loves his cricket, Matt. And bowls nice and straight. Nice and full, and at LO6, that's what you need, really.
Hit the stumps, yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. What else is going on around the traps, mate? You happy with anything with rules or?
Look, in talking with people through LO1, we always want to push to get umpires down to LO1.
Yeah.
That's a big push from all involved.
It's going to be a struggle with the numbers of umpires at the moment.
That's the thing. I understand where David's coming from. It's just not the numbers of people to do it. When you've got A3 and A2 that sometimes you're struggling to get 2 umpires a game through there, obviously you're not going to tear another 8 umpires or 6 to 8 umpires down for one-day cricket.
Yeah.
That has certainly helped. I don't know about this 5 overs from one end, 5 overs from the other end.
Have you played it yet?
We have played it a few times. The first couple of times I couldn't get my head around trying to balance bowlers and work out who wanted to.
Right.
It doesn't help when you got bowlers such as myself that refuse to bowl from one end.
Does it speed the game up, which is what it's supposed to do you think?
I think it helps, but there's a lot of other elements you can improve on. Batsmen just being ready to walk out when a wicket falls.
Captain
starting at 1 o'clock.
Captain's
we're starting at 12:30
or 12:30 even. Yes.
Drinks, actually just having a drink and getting back to cricket. There's a lot of sitting down and screwing around that goes on during a drinks break.
Well, obviously I play down in LO7s. We've only had 5 games from rain-outs, buys and whatever else, forfeits. We haven't played it yet. There's been a little discussion. I say, mate, if we're not finished by 6 o'clock, I'll be crying. And we're always finished pretty early because no one's got a long run up in ours and whatever else.
Yeah.
Bit dragged on a bit on Saturday and whatever, but
You bet you're on the board for the last year or two. How are you finding the governance side of ATCA?
Yeah, it's good to see the other side of the curtain, I guess.
Yep.
Got an invite from David when I believe was a jump ship. And
I was sacked.
Oh, you're sacked. Right?
That was, you look at the minutes in the meeting.
Is that why there was drops of blood on the behind the seat?
DCM.
Stabbed in the back.
Too busy with his media commitments, I think.
Yeah. No, it's good. And like I said, like I've been pretty keen to sort of push David to get umpires and improve the standard of LO1.
Yeah.
And I felt like, well, if I'm going to do that, I've got to put my hand up and contribute.
Yep.
So
excellent.
I feel like the board's sort of working hard towards improving ATCA as a whole organisation. And I think some people out in clubland might not see what goes on, but I can vouch for the fact that there's people working hard there. So.
Oh, it looks, I go my side, I have my Unley hat on, and it's all about best interest of my club. Then you go to Adelaide Turf and you see the whole other side of it, and it's 56 clubs and whatever else. So it's a whole different
with one man at the helm.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole different thing, and I know I'll cop a bit of flack from some boys about some of the things I'm saying, but you got to see the bigger picture and whatever. And hey, nothing's perfect in this world.
Yeah.
But they get it pretty right most of the time. The competition's pretty good.
Particularly when they cancel it due to rain.
Mate, there's been a few times it's got it wrong and whatever, but whatever you do, you're going to...
win, can you? Yeah.
When you got a city as big as Adelaide and you got clubs 70 kilometres apart, there's always going to be grounds that are wet and grounds that aren't. So
yeah. Fantastic. Well, should we rip Rob through the mad minute? What do you reckon was?
Let's go,
put
mate.
a few quick fires at him. So we've got a few quick fire questions.
Like a good uni student, I've got my homework here.
It is the mad minute, so don't make it too long.
This is on the spot, mate. This is not scripted. This is on the spot, so watch out.
People might actually think we do research.
No. Watch this for 5 minutes. They know there's no research on this show.
All right. So, toughest player that you've had to captain at Flinders when you were captain?
I don't want to shame any one individual, but I'll just say that as a captain, that there's a select community that like to rock up about 10 minutes before the start of the game.
Yep.
Within Flinders, particularly, and let's just say that they operate on island time a little bit.
Oh, not Perth. We've got a guy we call Perth at Unley because he's always late. He's running.
This particular island's just south of India. So
fair enough.
What about who's the best player you've played against this year? You reckon?
Best player.
Or best performance that you've been on the receiving end of, or had the armchair watching?
Certainly, Ifran Raza made 100 against us at Flinders for Port Districts.
Yeah.
And I think we dropped him early, but after that, it was just...
Because he was Ingle Farm, wasn't he, for a few years? A1s at Ingle Farm and Kilburn. And he played A1s for Port Districts previously, I reckon. And I played him Kilburn, I reckon, back in... So he's a few years ago.
He's probably... That's the best batting performance I've seen this year. We still haven't played some of the better batting sides. Like I said, we missed out on Pembroke. In terms of bowling, and who have I faced? I haven't faced many, but I will say the one that I'm glad I haven't had to face is Hudson Davies, the new young fella at Flinders. He's bowling really well and quick. And so
and
getting plenty of wickets.
Team to beat Pembroke at this stage, or
you have to list Pembroke.
Yep.
I think as long as Medi keeps making hundreds in and out, like they'll be hard to beat. But I can't. If Rockets gets their best team together and they all perform, I don't think many people will beat them.
Which they will.
They will, exactly.
They're like fine wine. They just keep coming and coming year in, year out. You got to hats off to those boys.
End of February, they'll all be fit and ready to go.
Yeah, Warren Mitchell will come out.
Absolutely.
And he just fires at finals time.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's your favourite cricketer, all-time cricketer?
Favourite cricketer? Growing up in like the Steve Waugh, Darren Lehman sort of era, they were probably the two that I sort of watched a lot of. I also think Jarks Cullis is never really rated, listed as highly as what he should be.
Underrated.
I think he's probably one of the best ever.
Bats at 3, first change bowler, whatever, mate. Yeah, they don't come much better than that.
He's up there, definitely.
What about favourite all-time sportsman or sports person?
Well, that was a tough. Like I said, I've done my homework. That was a hard one to think of. Tiger Woods. I do like a hit of golf, and so the way Tiger dominated the game was just next level. But I had a bit of left field one for you. Alex Honnold. I don't know if you know who Alex Honnold is. He's a rock climber.
Okay. That's left field.
Is that where the bloody beard's from?
No. Free climber who is just There's a movie about him. Look it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we will do.
Yeah.
All right. Best ground in the LA's comp.
Oh, I'd have to say Flinders. Fuck Park, as we call it.
Fook. Sorry, mate. Come on.
Fook Park.
Kids are watching.
Yes. Particularly in LO1s these days, where some of the grounds you're getting sort of you have to hike off to the toilet and there's no shelter. So Flinders, really good wicket too. Everyone rocks up, sees a green top and gets scared of it, but it always plays well.
Plays well, yeah. Best thing about LO cricket?
Just the good nature of it. I think everyone's keen to play good cricket and seriously, but when you're off the field, that's it.
Mostly in the
You're
right
all
spirit.
mates.
Yep, that's good.
Good spirited.
And what about the worst thing about one days?
I think having to trudge off to the other side of the ground to go to the toilet sometimes. Some of the facilities lacking, but that's just sometimes it's the club's sort of fourth, fifth side, so you're playing on their third ground or something like that.
Play at Unley High, mate. The gym's not open with the basketball.
We did. I think I played against you there a few years ago.
I reckon you got to go around behind the corner.
The worst one's
there
when the ball goes over the fence and you can't get it.
Yeah, we lost one Saturday there again. And we also play at Montrose, which
Montrose.
Which you do lose a few balls there as well.
Yeah, into the Edinburgh Cellars. That's where they go.
And what are you looking forward to most over the Christmas break?
Well, my wife's currently 36 weeks pregnant, sometime in the next 3 weeks or so, number 3 will be arriving.
It's a busy one.
That's going to keep me busy for most of next year, I imagine.
And one that we didn't put on here, but did you ever get was out? We got to ask that question. Surely you did.
It doesn't spring to mind, but I think I would have, because just bowl it full.
Yeah, full
and straight.
Full and straight.
That's my nemesis, full and straight on middle.
Yeah, I think that game at Unley High I might have got you. With you and your brother were playing.
I was still playing with my brother, unfortunately, but I have one memory, mate. I don't know if you remember this one. I reckon it was A2s back a few years ago now. Big Luke Valenti, massive man.
Yeah.
Smoked a 6 straight down at Kingswood, straight through the windscreen, which was the umpires. Umpire was a guy, Cameron Atkins. Cameron's famous around. People will know him from, what was that show? He was on...
RBT.
RBT.
Oh, yeah. Yep, okay.
And Cameron got the shits on with Big Luke.
Big Luke. He refused to proceed with the game until he got his insurance details off.
And then I reckon next ball he fired him LB. It wasn't out and it was going on. And then that day, I mean, we had a pretty good day, I reckon, against you guys. I reckon you guys were struggling a bit at that time as well. And I reckon that Cam helped our performance that day.
Yes, it wouldn't surprise me.
So where was he parked?
Straight
behind the bowler.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And it's not a long hit there.
No. Yeah, okay.
Very easy for Luke.
Yes.
Very good. Well, Rob, thank you very much for coming in. It's been great to chat LA Cricket with you. We have got a $50 Sporties voucher for you to have a meal at the Arca Bar. Get in there, check out the new facilities, and enjoy that. And
thanks for the invite.
Good luck for the second half of the season. Yeah, I hope it goes well, and also good luck with the upcoming berth. You've got a busy time ahead of you.
So, just these vouchers.
Yep.
You told me you had none left. I rang my mates every night. You and your family are down there eating.
How does that work? The food's good down there, Rob. So
get down there. When's it my turn to get a voucher?
Steaks. I'm working my way through the menu, but it's all good. So get down there and have a meal, and all the best for the second half of the year. Thanks again, Rob.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
I'll be back straight back very soon.